We just got our first look at Battlefield 6 multiplayer, including beta dates, release date, and a tiny little snippet of Battlefield Royale. So let's check it all out, starting with the Battlefield 6 multiplayer gameplay trailer. And I gotta say, this game looks absolutely insane. The amount of destruction is crazy. This is the first time they're going back to a modern setting in over a decade. And look at this gun right here. You should recognize this. I believe this is a newer variant from the one in Bad Company 2 here. Oh, the canted iron sights look sick. Bring in the tank! I mean, look at that. Look at the absolute destruction. Get a look here of the new mechanic of them pulling them back and being able to revive as you're pulling someone away from the enemy fire. Absolutely pristine. Woo! Yo, they're doing this is crazy. Really good job of the transitions of like, we just saw that guy get sniped, we flip over to the enemy's point of view there. What? There's C4 on that drone. No way. This is definitely, I would say it's like a mix between like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 vibes. Is that a shotgun? We're getting some shotgun gameplay? Oh, breach and clear! Are they actually gonna be that powerful? Oh my god. Hold up, wait a minute. Collecting the dog tags? Whoa. We're just gonna be able to just slam right through walls and floors with a sledgehammer? Oh my god, this is gonna be absolutely insane. This would be a really good game to play with your friends. Just cause absolute chaos. This is New York map? It still looks like New York. That is one thing, like, since they're going on... Whoa! Is that a Battlefield 3 map? That map looks very familiar. There's the pyramids. We're going to Egypt. Yo, this is insane. I'm really liking the style of the sights as well. One thing in Battlefield, they usually have optics and sights that I'm not really a big fan of. These ones look sick. They look nice, clean, crisp. Oh yeah, it looks real fluid. All right. Okay, here's the special edition. The Phantom Edition includes 4 soldier skins. The ghillie suit one looks insane. Battle Pass plus 25 tier skips. The shrouded weapon package. Yeah, these shrouded weapons are kind of sick. The drop shadow weapon package for a sniper, a knife, maybe like a sticker or an emote, gold dog tags, and a weapon charm. The Chimera vehicle skin. And the Tombstone Pack pre-order bonus. That includes a Gravedigger skin, the Hatchet weapon package. I'm guessing instead of weapon bundles, they're called weapon packages. And it seems as though we didn't quite get the release date on the trailer, but the official release date is October 10th, like we suspected from their accidental mishap on the reveal day last week. So yes, the game will be releasing October 10th, just in time to beat out Arc Raiders, Call of Duty, GTA 6, and to get ahead of the game on some of these bigger titles. Now I did want to touch on the Battlefield 6 beta, and I think both Battlefield Studios and EA were aware of the entire no pre-order wave, and this is the Battlefield 6 open beta. Now there will be 2 days of early access, not if you pre-order, but if you watch the multiplayer reveal on Twitch, you could get a Twitch drop to be able to redeem a code to get 2 days early access for absolutely free. All you have to do is watch the streams. Now I did get the Twitch drop in my Twitch notifications. However, at this time, I'm sure everyone and their mother was trying to get the code into the Battlefield website. The Battlefield website's actually not working. So once it finally does work, I'll be able to redeem my code to be able to get the early access for free on the beta, but we'll have to wait and see once the website finally starts working. But the beta dates are August 7th and 8th for early access, August 9th and 10th for the official start of the open beta, and then for weekend number 2, August 14th through the 17th. So you do not have to pre-order the game to play the open beta, which is an absolute W. But let's talk a little bit about what we saw here during the multiplayer reveal. Now, there were hours and hours of gameplay from all the streamers and creators. However, I didn't sit down and watch all of it. I did tune in here and there, checked out a couple different people to see the different play styles and how they operate. But Battlefield 6 is going to introduce some new movement, including sprinting while being crouched, leaning around corners, and then also sort of like a barrel roll, which a barrel roll in first person isn't always the most satisfying thing to look at. So probably won't be doing much of that. They are bringing Portal back from Battlefield 2042 into Battlefield 6. This is like Halo Forge on steroids. And they said that Portal will feature a server browser so you can quickly find community-created experiences. However, they didn't specify whether or not there would be a server browser for the main official maps and modes. I know that was a big thing for a lot of the PC players. Not sure if that's to come yet or not. We did get a small campaign teaser letting us know that the factions are going to be NATO versus the Pax Armada. But since this was the multiplayer reveal, more campaign details will come out the closer we get to launch. One thing I've seen is an absolute step up from Battlefield 2042. In Battlefield 2042, when you're putting attachments on, it doesn't really give you the best stats. Whereas Battlefield, I feel like it's a game where you need to see all of the stats. Especially with how big the maps are and you have bullet velocity and bullet drop in the game, you need to be seeing the stats. And so far from what I'm seeing, it seems like this game does a lot better of a job showing you that information depending on the attachments you're putting on your weapon. Now, I definitely think there's still room for improvement, but I do think this is a step in the right direction. But also speaking about weapons, stats, and attachments, there's a firing range in the game. Now, it's nothing crazy. It's very similar to how Call of Duty's firing range is, with your different shooting stables and your cutout targets down the range. But it's nice to see Battlefield bring this into the game. I don't think... Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think Battlefield had a firing range before. And I know leading up to the multiplayer reveal, they mentioned a lot about open weapon classes versus closed weapon classes, the 2042 version versus the Battlefield 3 and 4 version. And it seems as though they heard the majority of the crowd, and they're going to be going with the closed weapon classes. At least that's what it seemed like based on what they were saying and what we were seeing at the multiplayer reveal. Now, the beta could still very well have both sides, both playlists of an open class and a closed class playlist to see which one people like more, but we'll have to wait and see on that. When the game fully releases, there will be 9 maps at launch with a fan favorite map from Battlefield 3. I was right, that map we see in the trailer was from Battlefield 3, and that is one of the 9 maps coming at launch for Battlefield 6. However, during the beta, we'll be able to see 4 of those 9 maps, that being Siege of Cairo, Liberation Peak, Iberian Offensive, and Empire State. But based on everything I'm seeing on Battlefield 6, plus the gameplay from the streamers, it does look pretty good, looks pretty polished, but at the end of the day, we're not going to be able to fully tell until we get our own hands on the game to see how the servers operate, how the gunplay feels, and just the entire flow of Battlefield 6. So you guys let me know what you're thinking about Battlefield 6 down below in the comments. I know, everyone's going to be like, no pre-order, no pre-order! But after all the info we got at the multiplayer reveal, what are you guys thinking now? And I'm going to leave you with the little snippet of Battlefield Royale that we got.